And joining us now with the latest on the war in Gaza is Shiri Fein-Grossman, CEO of the Israel-Africa Relations Institute and former head of the regional affairs at the Israeli National Security Council. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you.
So Israel just began a 2-month-long operation in Gaza against Hamas, and as it's doing so, President Trump announced he wants to end the war as quickly as possible, even within a matter of days, according to some reports. So what's going on here? Are we finally seeing some daylight between Washington and Jerusalem when it comes to Gaza?
I don't think so, honestly. There are a couple of options here.
Having to do with
the first option is that there is daylight, and I think if there is, it's very small. I mean, President Trump has been very clear for a long time now he wants to end the war. The matter is in what conditions, because he's also said that Hamas needs to release the hostages or all hell will break loose. And he said Hamas needs to stop from existing in the day after in Gaza. He said a few things, and I think what Israel is here trying to show is that it is willing and able to go all in conquering the Gaza Strip. And there are two options: either that it's the intention, really wants to conquer all of us, or that it's pressure on us to cave in and raise a flag. And the days come would actually prove which are from the options are the right one.
Now, Israel has stated very clearly that it has two main war goals, the elimination of Hamas and the return of the hostages. But, you know, Hamas is very much still prominent in Gaza. I mean, just today, the terror group fired rockets at Israel. We're 18 months into the war. Hamas still has these capabilities, and the world is now saying to Israel, time's up. So where do you see this going from here?
Well, I think the goal of the government is to keep Hamas out of power, out of the being able to be a governing power and to be a force that will threaten substantially the citizens of Israel. So I don't think there's any expectation that no rocket will ever be fired from Hamas in the near future. I think the government understands that will take at least 3 years, but it will take generation to kind of feed kind of ideologies that Hamas believes in and has radicalized in society, and that will take a long time. But to really hurt military capabilities should be the next year or two if Israel is really in mind to go all in on this there. And I think it has the support of Trump. Until now, we haven't seen, although there's been quite a military operation in the last 3 days, we haven't seen President Trump say stop. It hasn't been, you know, oh, I'm going to stop the weapons shipment. I think you're doing the wrong thing, you know, trying to get Hamas out of power. No, it's actually a support, although it's kind of a silent support, still trying to get the hostage released and to get a ceasefire, which both the administration and Israel want, but depends on what terms and what conditions will that ceasefire about.
Now, as you mentioned, you know, Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that Israel will go back and occupy parts of Gaza. Israel, of course, withdrew from Gaza in 2005. Are we headed back for military rule in the Gaza Strip? And what kind of security risk does this pose to Israel, to the soldiers, as we move forward?
Well, that's a great question. I think the government of Israel should probably give an answer. It hasn't been indication. There's indication that there is a disagreement within the cabinet, the war cabinet of Israel, on which long-term strategy should be. There are voices think we should military rule and military civil and governance of Gaza, but I think the majority security cabinet is actually opposed to that opinion and is trying to come up with a creative solution.
All right, Shiri Fein-Grossman, thank you so much for your analysis today.
Thank you for having me.